Welcome to Midnight Signal AI. It's March 23rd, 2026, and we're your hosts, Alex and Jamie. Tonight, we're unpacking the latest in AI, from a persistent AI that studies its own spending, to why cloud and model costs are so hard to compare, to a wave of open-source projects from Hacker News. Plus, we'll peek into what a decentralized AI network might look like, and how one dev is trying to keep AI agents from going rogue. Let's jump in. Our top story is from Hacker News, Show HN AI Models AI Capex. This one's fascinating. A developer has built a harness over Anthropic's Claude model that continuously studies and tracks AI infrastructure spending. It's not just a dashboard. The system persistently takes notes, conducts deep research, writes code, and responds to prompts. It's almost like having a dedicated AI analyst on your cloud bill 24/7.
That's wild. So it's not just pulling up spend reports, it's actually doing long-term research on cost optimization and trends. The idea of an AI continually reflecting on its own infrastructure costs feels a little meta, almost like financial introspection for models.
Exactly. The developer says it's not really introspection or cogito ergo sum, but after tens of millions of tokens, the AI starts to build a persistent understanding of spending patterns. It writes code to analyze data, and its research can evolve over time as the costs shift or new architectures emerge.
This points toward a bigger trend. AI not just as tools, but as persistent, autonomous analysts. If you have a system that never forgets, keeps logs, and gets smarter about your infrastructure, you're essentially outsourcing operational intelligence to the machine. That could be a game changer for anyone scaling AI, especially when CapEx is a major pain point.
And it raises questions about governance and trust. If your cost analyst is an AI, who audits its logic? But the upside is huge, especially when you're burning through tokens and dollars at hyperscale. Link to the demo is in the show notes if you want to see it in action. Speaking of costs, another Hacker News thread caught fire. Ask HN, how do you compare cloud and AI costs across providers? The user points out that it's maddeningly hard to compare what the same workload would cost on, say, AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, let alone across different AI/LLM providers. Most tools only show your historical spend, not what you'd pay elsewhere.
Yeah, that's a real issue. The pricing models aren't apples to apples, and even the definition of a token or a compute hour can differ. People end up using spreadsheets, internal scripts, or just gut feeling. If someone cracks a truly cross-provider real-time comparison tool, that could save teams and CFOs a ton of headaches.
It also affects vendor lock-in. If you can't easily estimate the migration cost, you're more likely to stick with your current setup, even if it's not optimal. The thread highlights a gap in the market, maybe a business opportunity for someone listening. On a related note, revenuemodel.ai posted an article, also on Hacker News, arguing that Agentic AI requires compute that can't be measured in tokens alone. The premise is that as we move from simple prompt response models to AI agents that plan, act, and reason over time, the resource demands become much less predictable.
That resonates. With agentic systems, it's not just how many tokens you're pushing through. It's memory, context windows, external tool calls, and even the cost of orchestrating multiple sub-agents. If you're only watching your per token spend, you could get blindsided by a spike in compute or API calls when a complex task spins out.
Right, and this is another reason why cross-provider cost tools are so hard to build. The true cost of an agentic workflow is multidimensional and might even change dynamically as the agent adapts. It's a whole new budgeting puzzle for AI ops teams. Switching gears to practical tools, there's a Show HN project called ClauseGuard. It claims to review contracts with AI in 90 seconds, spotting risks and even drafting redlines. The idea is to automate the first-pass legal review using LLMs trained on common contract patterns.
Honestly, legal tech like this is overdue. If ClauseGuard can reliably identify risky clauses and suggest edits, it's a huge time saver for lawyers and startups alike. Of course, you still want a human to review before signing anything, but automating the boilerplate checks is a big step.
And it's a nice example of vertical AI, focused on a specific high-value domain. If it works well, expect to see similar tools for things like NDAs, compliance reviews, or even M&A contracts. The demo is live at theclauseguard.com. Another thread asked, how do we build production-ready AI systems? This is a perennial question, but the linked docs.struere.dev are a solid resource. They cover deployment, monitoring, CI/CD for AI, and what it takes to get models from prototype to production.
It's much more than just model accuracy. You need robust testing, retraining pipelines, observability, and a plan for handling model drift. The docs highlight that production AI is a moving target. What worked last month might need tweaking as data changes or business needs evolve.
That's why open-source AI ops tools are proliferating. Speaking of which, let's talk about Plexus, a new project offering a unified API gateway for multiple AI providers. It lets you route requests to OpenAI, Anthropic, and others through a single interface.
That's smart. If you want to experiment with different models or hedge against outages or price hikes, having a unified API layer gives you agility. It could also enable benchmarking or failover strategies without rewriting your whole stack.
And for self-hosters, there's AskAlf, a self-hosted AI workforce that runs 24/7. It's open source, designed to let you spin up agents that collaborate or take on tasks autonomously.
It's part of the broader push to democratize AI infrastructure. Running your own agents means more control and privacy, though you do take on the operational overhead. Still, for some orgs, that's a worthwhile trade-off.
Now, let's get a little speculative. A Hacker News post asks, what if Elon built a decentralized AI network? The linked site, heatmine.ai, explores the concept of distributing AI workloads across a peer-to-peer network, with incentives for contributors.
The idea isn't new, but the timing is interesting as compute centralization becomes a concern. Decentralized AI could lower barriers to entry and reduce reliance on hyperscalers. But coordinating trust, security, and quality of service is a massive challenge, especially if you want to avoid malicious actors or bad data poisoning the network.
Agreed. If anyone could rally the hardware and hype, it'd be Musk. But the real test would be governance and interoperability. Still, it's a thought-provoking what-if as we look toward AI's future infrastructure.
Security's top of mind for Agentic AI, and there's a new open-source project called capkit, just 200 lines of code, but designed to stop AI agents from going rogue. It essentially sets boundaries, like restricting what files an agent can touch or what actions it can take.
That's smart, especially as agentic systems become more autonomous. Guardrails are essential if you don't want a helpful bot deleting your database, or worse. Lightweight, auditable controls like capkit could become a standard part of any serious AI deployment.
And another open-source update, AI DevOps Actions. This is a set of 9 GitHub actions focused on CI/CD for AI-native repos, from testing data pipelines to rolling out new models. With more teams shipping AI faster, having automated, reproducible workflows is becoming the norm.
It's DevOps for machine learning, basically. The more teams can treat models and data like regular code, with tests, reviews, and rollback, the more reliable and scalable their AI becomes. Tools like these are a sign that the MLOps ecosystem is maturing.
Let's close with a bit of meta-analysis. There's a new arXiv paper titled The Artificial Self, Characterizing the Landscape of AI Identity. It's an academic deep dive into how we conceptualize AI's sense of self, if it has one.
We're not talking consciousness, but things like persistent memory, internal state, and how an AI agent knows itself in context. It matters for everything from debugging to alignment. If we want robust, safe AI, we need ways to understand and interpret its identity and behavior over time.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We covered persistent AI cost analysis, the headaches of cross-cloud pricing, agentic AI's messy resource demands, contract review bots, decentralized networks, and practical security for agents. If you liked what you heard, check the show notes for links to everything we discussed. Until next time, keep building, keep questioning.